why I created this. So back a couple of, like 1 or 2 years ago, I attended like a seminar on communication, and basically the guy was like ripping for like 5 hours at maximum volume, and he basically like it was like really structured, and yeah, he was able to capture the attention for like 5 hours literally. So that was like pretty impressive, and basically he tell us that you have like to practice it. So you expand like the balloon. So you stretch out of your comfort zone. So like the best analogy is like you're kind of like a uninflated balloon is kind of loose. Then you like push it, you stretch it, and that's what we're gonna do. And then when you come back to baseline, your communication has improved, and you keep doing it. So the idea is like to keep running practices so that we improve the public speaking. So what the format's gonna look like is basically one person's gonna go, no thought, like you don't prepare, you have let's say like a minute to prepare on the topic. You're gonna go introduction, so hook, and then give context, give 3 points, and then make a conclusion and a call to action. And for about like 4 or 5 minutes, you just riff, no practice. Then after that, there's gonna be an evaluator, and what we're gonna do is evaluator is gonna use like a feedback sandwich. Have you ever heard of that term? Nope. Okay, so a feedback sandwich is basically like your mind is like designed not to receive feedback because like it's like threatens your identity. So like we're gonna start with a positive point, what you did well. Then you're gonna give like the point to improve, and then you're gonna conclude with a future pacing of how like the presentator is gonna be able to improve after that. So that ends the sandwich. So positive improvement, and then future pace for the like how the future looks. Okay, and for the for increasing the like the capacity, there's many things you can focus on: volume, range of expression, rhythm, body language. So like it's difficult to really focus on one at the beginning, focus on everything at the beginning. So today I want you guys to focus on volume. So speak as loud as you want, and basically you should be able to cover like the door over there, and like yeah, so like basically try to shout and like really push the volume up. So like your mind is blocking you for speaking loud because then we're in a group environment, and like it's trying to assess who's the leader. So it's trying to shut you down and make you not speak loud. So like deliberately try to like push the envelope and try to like push hard on the volume thing. Okay. So we're gonna start. Who wants to go first? I'm gonna pick someone.
I can go first.
Perfect.
Subject.
Yeah.
All right, everybody, who hears practice any type of sport? Okay, everybody, great. You probably heard of the token like calm under pressure. Calm under pressure is something we face in our day to day, in our work, in our personal relationship. And I'm here, my name is Hussam. I'm here to tell you what's the practice of martial art jiu-jitsu and calm under pressure in practice. We think all that in theory that yeah, it's so easy, I can do it. I'm always calm and I could make meanwhile I'm thinking about it right now. It's like yeah, it's so doable. I can be calm. But when my mom shout on me, my girlfriend click that button that she knows very well how to click it, I lose it. And I lose it very, very often. Unless, until I practice that and embody it in my body. in my body in the physical way. I always took pride, like many of you guys here, by being intellectually on at the edge, by being intellectually better than your average people around you. So you could hack your way around by doing something smarter, by working harder. But physically, it's being physical, being connected my body to my mind, or having my body obey my having my body obey to my mind is calm under pressure. And it's the training. It's the art of training your body to respond to your mind thought. When you control that, when I control that partially, and I'm still on the process, like many of many of like us here. Okay, what's next?
Keep speaking. Don't think as much.
How did you get into jiu-jitsu?
Under pressure. Back on the days on back on the days around COVID first, tell you a little bit of story of how I won my gold medal for the Latin American Championship on Jiu-Jitsu. Back first on around the very beginning of the COVID, everything was closed. All places was closed. You can't train. But like my jiu-jitsu teacher, my master there, which I was very beginner, was like in very month or two. He was so kind to open for me. So it was like the only place I could train. I go every day there. I train with him, and I spent probably about a 1 year just training with him around that. I taught my body how to, when somebody's choking me, when somebody's choking you, and you want to just give up, you absolutely want to give up, how to calm down, how to breathe when somebody's literally choking you, because there is something you could do, not 100%, but 99% of the time, when under pressure, there is something I could do. And I could breathe even when someone is choking me. The one of the biggest pressure was is actually going to a competition. You hurt yourself in competition if you're not prepared. You could be injured for years or like 2-3 months minimum. And I went to a competition. There is categories on that. 30 seconds. There is category in that where you could compete in your age or in your level or open with anyone. So if I went to compete with someone that is 200 kilo and I was 65. But that was the calm under pressure for me at that moment, that, okay, I will compete with him. I might be injured. I mean, I'm not planning to be injured, but this might happen. But here's the thing. If I lose to him, I will be number 2. And that's how I got my bronze medal. The gold medal is the story for the second time. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, pick someone to evaluate.
Okay. Start from Rick. Evaluate.
Like.
She's very kind. I want somebody more harsh. Okay, evaluate.
No.
The last one?
Want to
Okay.
participate. That's why. So like.
Okay.
Stand up, and like public speak and evaluate it at the same time.
I really like how when you talked, you projected and used your body a whole lot. It really brought focus to you and what you were doing. I noticed when you got caught and lost your words that it took a moment to regroup, and I think that you could try to just sort of say, you have a really good job of pausing in between, so just say the next word that comes to your mind and let it roll. And I'm also insanely impressed by anybody that is public speaking a second language. So I'd say you did that insanely well, and it was incredibly clear.
Appreciate you.
And finish with like how like it leads to a bright future. You know, if you improve on that, it's gonna make you like public speak even better or something like that.
So I think it's kind of like how you were saying that, you know, when you feel like you're choking, that there's ways to push past it and survive a little bit longer, so that if you lose your words, that kind of maintaining your cadence that was already nice and spaced out will allow you to thrive in the public speaking world.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right. Who in this room knows a child? Cool. So that's the next generation of people that are going to be occupying all spaces, whether it is academic institutions, the businesses that we're working in and with, or incubator type environments like this. However, the majority of times when somebody's coming into a new environment, it's the first time they've experienced that. So my name is Brittany. I have been world schooling my children for 10 years alongside, honestly, what's been the fastest growth in my career at the same time. And a lot of people ask why I didn't choose to do one or the other. I'd probably bring it back to just being stubborn, honestly. So what I've done is to figure out a way to immerse children and this incoming generation into the work environments that we're already in. I travel to conferences all over the world for my career. I am often in environments where I am speaking to large groups of people, despite my feelings that I may not have the skill set to do so. And I think it's really important that we raise children in spaces where they get to witness that growth, witness the different sorts of information and education we're providing to people that are 18 and up so that we can have an incredibly impactful next generation. So I brought my kids here to network school. And as you may have noticed, they are the only full time children here at network school. And as soon as I showed up, I came to build something that I thought was really important for, I still think it's very important for homeschoolers and world schoolers. But quickly, I was asked to see if I could focus on what we would need for educational infrastructure to make this space more family friendly. Because by making NS more family friendly, we're able to attract a wider type of attendees and members to our society. You may have looked around and noticed that our society today can be segmented into just a few couple spaces, largely men, right? Men of a certain age in their early 20s. And there's a reason for that. It's because here at NS, we don't currently have infrastructure for people that want to travel with their families. And that limits our ability to expand network states and what we're building here at Startup Societies to, well, let's start with the men. Men that already have families and that don't want to leave them behind for a month. And also women. Oftentimes, even in a household where two people are working, women are the ones that are chosen to stay behind and maintain the family. But as a society, we're doing ourselves a disservice by not having men that have started families and women that have children and the children that come with those families around us, because there are a lot of insanely impactful things that can happen when children are in environments like this. For founders to be able and have to explain what they're doing to a young person is an insanely beneficial exercise. It makes you think about what you're doing differently. For children to be able to exist in spaces like this and have to fine tune their social skills to be able to sit in rooms with adults or be present for conversations that are maybe not specifically directed towards them or their interest levels. So what I've done is design NS for Kids. This is something that I have some support from the core team on, largely because this is an initiative that Balaji feels we are going to need to address in 12 to 18 months. But I'm here today with my children, and there are other children that would benefit from this. So we've started NS for Kids. We put it up at nsforkids.com as of yesterday. And we're starting to cultivate our first support. So support from people that might just be interested in the benefits that a society has by bringing in children, or support from families that would like their children to participate in an environment like this. I think it could be massively beneficial for everyone involved in the network school. And I really hope that you will take some time to either dive into the website and look at what we're trying to build, or to attend any of the talks I'm hosting on decentralized education over the next 2 weeks. We'll be talking about world schooling, proof of learning in non traditional institutions, and how to raise children in a screen free environment in 2026. So I appreciate you guys taking the time to listen to me today, and I hope to see you some talks this week.
Select your evaluator.
Ben.
Okay, Ben, stand up and engage the group. Engage, not just the speaker.
All right. The you can tell with your experience the person how personable or how relatable you could tell the subject matter was close to you. So I think that the trust that you build in the audience by using that in your direct example makes it so much easier to trust what you say that you should be confident in that. Um, yeah, I think the as far as the volume thing, that's hard. I think that's definitely going to be harder for you with the your voice is not going to carry. So I think that I think that the no the I just thought about how we're doing this. Uh, having don't know.
How will like speaking louder make your like improve in the future?
Yeah, people will always be if you can speak louder and consistently, then I guess they will be engaged the entire time with and not have a ability to be distracting. So I think that would.
So I think like the last part where the future facing I didn't explain it correctly is like if I say like with like you combine like the positive, so you say with like your deep care for children, like if you can bring your volume up, I'm sure you're gonna be able to capture a wide audience. Is gonna benefit all.
Oh, so like a single sentence sandwich.
Yeah, but that's fine.
Yeah, it's like
Summary.
leading up to the future. Like yeah, then
Can I say something?
yeah, I'll change the format of it. So like after the one evaluator, we'll all comment. So like if you want to add, like go ahead.
I think it was very good, really good. One thing is like you try to make your voice higher in the beginning, but in the end it starts to go down. And the conclusion, I was like, oh, good presentation, and it was like what's the call to action, and you came with it. It was very good as well, the content. But your energy there was already a bit down.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Yeah. And if you speak, like stand up and engage the group. So like every time you're gonna speak, it's like a practice for your public speaking.
So I know you didn't have any time to really prepare your talk when you got up. It was just like you go and you say everything that's on your heart. But I think that was authentic. That was authentic. I could relate that these aspects are important to you. But I feel like if you structure it more, you could go in depth on the things that are most important to you, and I would probably remember them better. I liked a lot of aspects of what you talked about: world schooling, NS for kids, future of NS, the future of us, right, with the next generations, and also raising your kids without screens, right? All these things sound interesting to me, but I can't really process all the information without proper or without like the structure. So I think if you get your structure right, then you could improve your talk to the point where I remember everything.
Good. So 8 years ago, I decided I wanted my entire life. My name is Ben, and 8 years ago, I decided my whole entire life I wanted it to change, but I had no actual goal. And I was like, so then how do I make change without having a goal in mind? And my answer to that was, I'll just start saying yes to everything. Like no matter what comes forward, I'll just say yes. And the more I'll do yes, then that will lead to something. But I didn't think that it would actually accomplish much, but that was the only solution I had because I hadn't had a goal in mind. And so I started, and homeschooling is actually one of the first things that came along that I moved and well, it was actually before we moved. So the first thing that came along was a move. We decided that we were living in a place that was too expensive, and we needed another place to live, and we'd never been to Tennessee, but it was cheaper. And my wife got a job there, and I was like, "Have you ever been there?" No, no. And I moved to a place without ever seeing it, without anything else. And it was like, "Yep, that's gonna be my new life. Fine, go." And then after that, I tried for schooling and found a great place for my kids, and I wanted to have them homeschooled. Then it didn't work out. I wasn't able to I wasn't happy with the school. We tried a bunch of different things, and eventually, mountain biking. I found this randomly through a stream. I ran into 12 kids barefoot in a stream. And I'm like, wow, I'm mountain biking. I'm like, what is happening here? And after running to them, I found like, oh, this is school. I'm like, oh, I want to do this. And it couldn't. It didn't work at the time. But then 2 years later, one of my child's like, I'm done with school. I'm like, perfect. I know where we're going now. And I had also lost my job. And so it was all perfect and lined up. And now so I went from something that I was defending schooling, the normal schooling. I was defending that to ending up in a place that my previous self could never would never have said if I wrote down a plan of you'll end up in Tennessee homeschooling your kids and doing it without a job. That would not have been on my list. And so getting from that plot to this spot, and then after 5 years, I was like, this is ridiculous. But then I'm like, well, now what do I do? And then I decided, like, well, I don't know, but I'll just do the same thing again. So I'm like, okay, 5 years, do it again. And now I don't understand, but that's how I ended up here. I was like, I didn't expect to ever travel the world because I hate travel. I hate all these things. And yet now I'm in a totally random place just by continuing that process. And so whatever, it's worked for me. I encourage you all to also try that out. Thank you.
You have 2 more minutes. So
Oh, I can.
yeah, you keep going. And
How many people are there? I don't have that much time.
yeah, I know it feels like this when you're in front, huh?
Well, I can keep going, but that
Yeah.
seems like that's the good stuff.
Maybe what we can do is like give you point to improve and then you go again
Sure.
for another minute.
I can talk more.
So
All right.
guys, when did you see that you can improve? I feel like this story.
Stand up and engage.
Good. You're telling a story, and I feel like some of the jumps were kind of too big, and
Yeah.
I feel like there's some gaps, and I wish. I know there was something really good there, like the story when you saw the kids playing in river. Was that? I just had questions. Was that a class? I wanted to hear more about that. So I think taking a listener about those cross those steps would help keep the.
Keep the story that's low. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think like a lot of people don't speak fast enough. You speak like a bit too fast. So maybe in the next minute, try to like breathe, and try to put emphasis on certain point.
Alright.
Okay. Go ahead. 1 minute.
Okay. So our older child was going to school, and she finally it didn't work for her, and we decided to go travel. And it was in the wintertime in North America, and we said, well, we'll just go, where is it? Not winter. It was like South America. We just moved. We picked Buenos Aires. Like, we'll just move there. And we did for 3 months. We did not find the expat families or stuff that I wanted to that I thought would be easier to accomplish in this traveling. That is something that was foreign to me, especially with kids now, with and becoming the best friend of your children all the time is good for the relationship, but also it's also trying because they both parts of the relationship are not satisfied completely with 11-year-olds need 11-year-old friends and 4-year-olds whatever need older friends, and so uh that has been a difficulty that we've been trying to solve, and I'm part of how even through all these jumps how I came to arrive here and hope that this could be a solution, which I hope that it is. I want to build it in the future so that it can fit more directly for my needs. And
Thank you.
thank you. Wow, I think.
So do I just judge the second part or?
You do the same much thing. All right.
Yeah,
I know you can do that.
Yeah. 1 minute. Let's go.
Okay. So I liked how you you told a story about your personal life and you went into detail about your like different events in your life. I think like similar to what Conrad said, it was a bit hard to follow the storytelling at certain points. Maybe partially because you were speaking quite quickly, and also maybe I think you didn't establish enough setting in certain parts, so it like sticks less in the mind of the audience. Uh, but yeah, so I think if you worked on speaking a little slower, and then like establishing setting when you're describing like an event that would make like the stories or like, it would make your overall public speaking more memorable and you'd be able to like spread your message more effectively.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any more comments?
Then congratulations on your experience, on the courage of coming up and showing this. And I noticed good progress from the first to the second one, which is that's great. I wish that I could record you, so I will show you in a couple of days.
It is recorded.
I'll record it,
Yeah.
yeah. So we'll see in a couple of days or couple of sessions how will the progress. I mean, you will be one of the fastest progressor among us. By the smiling, extra smiling alongside the voice, the rhythm being quick, speaking slowly is a force, and you could use it just like I'm pretending or doing it right now. The extra smiling as well, personally, it feels for me is more, uh, it's more of approval seeking. If I had the energy or the attention at that point and I'm seeing somebody not looking to me, I would point to him instead of smiling extra. And I intentionally try to not look to you when I feel like you're smiling extra. So you could bring attention back to me. Thank you so much. I look forward for your next session. I will do it. Yeah.
Okay, so how many of you have used AI? So what if I told you that AI is making you mentally disabled? And like you might not have thought of this much, but it's it's actually very similar to something that's already happened before. So if we think of like during the agricultural revolution or like 2000 years ago, like most people's jobs were fairly physical. Like, you'd have the blacksmiths, you'd have the farmers or the warriors or whatever. And so naturally everybody was doing a lot of physical activity in their job. So they didn't really have to go to a gym to like maintain their muscle or like their mobility and flexibility. But now, like most people work sitting on a chair in front of a screen, and that's why like when people turn 50, like half of them have back pain. They can't sit in a deep squat. They you know they have like some of them need like hip replacements, and all of these issues are just because of people being sedentary in their jobs, not requiring any physical activity. So now, with everybody having access to AI, like you've probably experienced this, where like you're on Claude Code, and then there's a bug in your code, and then to fix it, you just say it didn't work. Can you please fix? Like you don't even explain the mistake. Like we're trying to offload as much thinking as possible to the AI, and by doing this, by doing this, we're effectively atrophying like the our ability to think deeply and solve problems. And just like how working desk jobs has made people physically disabled, I think that like offloading all our thinking to AI is gonna eventually make people mentally disabled, and that's gonna be like the new norm. But like similar to how we have gyms, which like after work, people can spend an hour people can spend an hour to physically train themselves and, and like increase their strength, their mobility, and maintain a good level of like physical function. We we should all start thinking about how we can train our minds and like our ability uh, to like process things with our mind to ensure that we don't lose lose that ability by offloading everything to AI. So I'm not saying that we should like do everything manually like in our jobs. Like we should use AI to leverage ourselves as much as possible, but we should be dedicating some time to like go to a mental gym just like how we do it in the physical world. So there's like a few different ways I think we could do this. Like one way would just be like one way could just be learning a topic, like learning something new with without without offloading any thinking to AI. Like for example, learn something new in math that you haven't done before, and then solve 10 problems purely just with pen and paper. And doing anything that like you feel cognitive load is going to ensure that you're that you're not losing your ability to think and process things. So yeah.
Okay, so can you shout? Like, can you shout what's your like loudest? Like, shout now your loudest.
Ah.
Okay.
Is that loud?
Okay, so like everyone, like do it together. So we're all gonna do hey. Okay, so follow along with me. We all do it together. Okay. Hey. Okay, now I want you to like to push it while you're in the group, and then the group we're gonna like stop and you keep going.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Push it. Like use the group as like the safety zone, and then after that, like expand beyond that. Because like what your mind is doing right now is shutting you down, and it's like not giving you the capacity, like to project your voice louder. So we'll try one more time. So. Louder. louder. Shout the loudest you can. Yeah, you want like to push the boundary. You want to break it. Now like it's a safe zone. Everyone is there to like support you. So like shout it. Okay, now conclude and try to push again like the volume. Try to like double what you were speaking before. Okay, so conclude your point.
Yeah. So in summary, just like how we need gyms to like maintain our body's ability to move and like pick things up and pick ourselves up, we also need like a daily or at least somewhat regular practice of strengthening our minds and our critical thinking to ensure that like in the age of AI, we're not atrophying our mental abilities and becoming retarded.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Select someone.
I'll take Eduardo.
Um, um, start to the thing. I actually like different bass that you have. I think you don't need to always be a sales pitch, and yeah, the criticism would be like try to engage more when you're talking, so you are a lot to do out, and um, yeah. But overall, I think it's just keep practicing, keep coming here.
Can you?
So
What is he gonna look like in the future if he keeps on improving?
What's it gonna be like?
Like for example, like I found your speak was very structured and easy to follow. And if you keep on improving your public speaking, I think you're gonna be able to do great, uh, to convey great ideas to other people.
Okay.
So you want to try the conclusion, future facing, what the vision looks like.
um, what was the name? Sorry, I'm just.
Just use the point that you.
Yeah, I agree. I think you structured it well. I think you were thinking about it before, more than 1 million, and yeah.
It's as you incorporate it.
Uh,
As you incorporate the criticism, what does it look like afterwards? That's
you just think better.
You have to debate the reward or the outcome.
Yeah.
You have the outcome that the future that you accomplish. You'll be able to convey great ideas. That's the thing. That's the result of all his practice and his work and improvements. Is that the reward? Yeah. Any other points that you guys like? It's good to like to give him feedback because like it's hard for us to see like where we need to improve. So actually, like withholding for the points you see that he can improve on is actually detrimental to him. So like if you want to help him the most, is you tell him like what to improve. Stand out.
I really liked your topic. I thought it was extremely interesting and impactful. I could definitely tell that speaking loud is not a comfort zone for you. And it was also helpful for me to experience the other side of that because I definitely felt like I was yelling when I was up there and heard that the audience didn't feel that way. And when your voice isn't raising, it almost sounds like you're not confident in what you're saying. But I think that'll help you in the future because the examples and the reasoning that you were giving were so well thought out, very easy to relate to, and really it was a great explanation of your topic. So I think as you learn to truly project and beyond your comfort level, that you're going to be a great speaker. An even better speaker, I should say. 'Cause that was a really good talk.
Thanks.
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Eduardo. I hate public speaking. I'm a software developer, proud nerd, and I have many characteristics that goes against public speaking. Um, so he first was showing like here what's the practice, uh, some things that you should be, but also he says some things that you should be authentic. And for me, to speak loud is not authentic. For me, to be moving a lot and engaging too much with people, like this is not authentic. So why I'm here? Actually, it was by chance because I saw him working very hard last night, and when I saw talk, no, I don't like public speaking, but sometimes you have to do it. Like last year, I became a founder, and I have to do presentations, and I can practice, memorize, but when I go in the front of public, it just poof, everything finished, and I just have to improvise. So I memorizing doesn't work for me, so improvisation works better. I mean, that's my best presentation I can do is improvisation.
Okay. So guys, quick thing to improve. Let's say like let's find him 3 things he can improve on right away for the next 4 minutes. Yeah.
Honestly, I didn't believe you because you started with I'm not a great public speaker and you started really well. But I think if you slow down a little bit it and stand a little more confident in your words, that it will convey your very natural aptitude for speaking very well.
Thank you.
Right. So like slow down a bit the speaking, like put emphasis on the word. I think you did great the gesture, trying to like you gesture well with your hand. Try to be like a bit more stable.
More stable.
Yeah, I guess you're like flickering around.
Okay.
You know? So like you do well with the gesture, but try to like and volume again.
Okay.
So like try to double the volume. Speak slower and put like punch in your words, you know?
Okay. I lost my thought where I was.
You're a founder.
I'm a founder, yes. So I have to
Improv
do,
speaking.
I have to do public speaking, and sometimes it's even more scary because you have things to lose, and sometimes people give advice, be confident, and I actually, it's it, it's a good advice, but it's a very hard advice because it's not something you control. But one thing that can make you more confident is to practice more. I think this is one thing to do, and I think that's why we're all here. Another problem that I have is that I usually, when they give me a long time, 5 minutes, I use two. So I just make it up. Oh, um, yeah,
What's your company? Tell us.
AI. I'm a no, I want to talk not about AI. I had a great presentation about AI. I'm going to talk about public speaking and not being suitable for it. Um, one thing that makes it harder for me as well is like criticism. I'm a very critic person, a lot to myself as well. And but in the end, it doesn't matter that much. I think so. So here I am. Yeah, I will give more time for questions.
No, like take your like 1 minute, like tell us about the vision of your AI company
um,
and why we should click the link and go like buy it.
um, so the I come for a very I'm a very nerd. Very things needs to be correct, and AI is a little bit like very loose, and there's a lot of slop. And when I start work integrating AI on my system, I just out of my comfort zone as well because everything is slop. And I'm using a system to help. Like I'm bringing the engineering practice of software to develop AI systems more reliable. So basically, I'm developing a platform for helping you to test and evaluate AI systems. And I would say if anyone have a problem with reliability of the AI systems, come talk to me. I think everyone have. Thank you. I think like you was speaking very good, but like you was playing like you started like you if you don't tell us like you are bad in public speaking, we will think like you are good because like you was speaking very good, and I think like the problem like he give for you tips about how you to be very good public speaking, but if you don't like it to speak very loud, don't speak very loud, you know, like so I think if you only change the way that like I am not good in it and I don't want to shout and it's not commercial. Take what you want from it and be authentic, and you are doing that very very good. And all the problem because like you are telling yourself I am not good at art, and from that that's coming all the problem. Yeah, like if you don't tell that for us and for yourself, you will be 10 times better. Only it helps them calm down as well. Lower the expectations. Yeah, but thank you.
Believe.
It's quite ironic because like at the beginning I think you were really good and everyone was like, yeah, this is good, and then you start kind of like shooting yourself in the foot, and then after that like your speech went down.
I just had a punchline for the first 30 seconds, and then and then seemed what I'm good. Okay, I have a punchline for the first 30 seconds, but then
But this is normal, and this is like you have to understand, guys. Your brain is against you here. Like, it's trying to shut you down so you don't stand up and speak up, so that you don't be at risk of like being excluded from the tribe if you fuck up. And we use like this environment to like it's a safe environment. I don't think anyone's gonna kill another one. So we use this environment to like push the boundary of what we think is acceptable. And that's what we want to do, okay?
I wanted to follow up because, again, I think you actually are a very good public speaker. And I noticed that you really followed through on some of the suggestions that were given after the first portion of it. And I would implore to remind you that, like, the origins of the words abracadabra, like what a magician says, is as I speak, I create. So, as you were speaking about your discomfort public speaking, it came through, like others have said, in the actual content you were giving. But the moment you started speaking about something you were passionate about how you felt about the current status of AI and AI production, you could feel the energy change about what was coming out from you. So I can relate very well to being self-deprecating. It's a comfort zone for me too. But I think that if you choose a topic next time to speak about something that makes you happy or you truly believe in positively, that it will be much easier for you to speak.
thank you.
Your facial expressions are great. Like your face is fantastic. Like you can read it, but
Thank you.
it's so legible.
Now all of you with me. Again. So today, guys, I will teach you how to live in beautiful bubble, or how to use your bubble wisely. And when I say bubble, we are all live in bubble. What's meaning bubble? It's a collective of our thought and our belief and our perception of the world. And from where it come? It come from the world, the community. So our value, it come for us from what the people teach us in the school, in the family, in our country. And here you start to be in one bubble, and this is your ideas about how the world is.
but you don't know if this is your bubble. This is the bubble. They put you in it and they tell you, okay, this is the success for you. This is the happiness for you. And most of people, like, they stop here. So you have to have a courage to start to ask questions like, is this value related to me? Is this things make me happy? Is the success for me is to make more money or help more people or travel the world? And how you can like use, like he was mentioning 5 minutes ago, like he didn't know the goal. Me now, I don't know my exactly what my goal will be, but what I'm trying to do is to choose my bubble wisely. And how I do that, I'm trying to be in better environments and I'm trying to make good habits. So this collective of good habits I am building with the environment, it pushing me to be a better person of myself, and all that is helping me like here I can be like with you now. I choose to be in this bubble to challenge myself. It's a beautiful bubble. I can be in another bubble, like in social media and like comparing with my. It's a toxic bubble for me.
Okay. So guys, what can you improve on quickly? Like let's come up with 2 points. Yeah.
The and the that's an easy.
Dropping filler word, another one. Yeah.
Generally very awesome. I would say like more paced, and so that you feel that you know exactly what you're saying. Sometimes it seems that it's very much unplanned or unintentional.
Louder, please.
Sometimes it sounded like it was kind of unintentional, but sometimes it would be better if it was like had more like feeling that it was planned and like
Structure, more structure.
structure, and that delivery was more paced and more like I already thought of it in advance.
Okay. Like making it more structured. I didn't get the idea.
That like to make it sound that it was like more polished, but like I think the pace just made it seem like it was like, you're kind of just making it up on the spot, which was the kind, and then it would be like really solid. I mean, really amazing, and it was really amazing.
Yeah. See you.
I got similar feedback about structure, and I can also relate to being on stage and having no plan of what you're saying because that's the point of this. So what I would just suggest is possibly, as you're speaking, sort of every sentence or two, do that check. Okay, so my point is my happiness bubble or how to live in a happy bubble. That's what I had to do, and even then, it was still hard. But I think that could be helpful.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think like the structure thing is because your tone is like it's kind of like without range. So like if you add pause and think about it, then you're gonna be able to structure it and it's gonna sound as well as you're thinking about it and you have like a point to convey.
So you think like if I stopped and take breath, I will solve this problem.
Wow, that's
Yes.
So
I
like if
answered.
you're saying the other day I was in my bubble and then you pause
Okay.
and then this bubble was and then like
I have one more real quick because I just saw it happen again. I think part of the structure conversation might be because the shuffle from here to here and then here to here makes it feel like the story is going back and forth instead of forward.
Okay.
So maybe just trying to keep your place, and if you need to gesture out this way, but then that way your story feels like it's moving forward.
Like look to the people. Yes.
yeah,
You
and
want
you
to
can
say like like look to the people more when I am saying, because like I was doing this
Yeah,
and
I
this
was like, yeah,
again.
that coming forward is fine.
And you can capture the room environment. You can move along, walk, look everyone in the eyes, come back. You don't have to stay like in a line.
Okay, guys, so you have to choose your bubble wisely. And what's meaning of your bubble is a collective of idea and thought. The people or the community be just like this.
Yeah.
Teacher, for me.
That was
Look to me.
That was good.
And now,
Go for another minute
Yeah,
or
one
two.
more minute of that.
Maybe conclude. Give us a call to action.
so let me continue about the bubble. I am living now in it. I choose to go out of Brazil and like start something new. I'm trying all the time like to be more authentic. I don't follow the rules. For example, like he he's teaching us how to be good public speaker. It's a tips. For example, like 2 days ago, I was in consensus. It's like crypto event, and everyone like showing, oh, what's your name? Let's connect. And they are doing this like a monkey. Good in something. If the guy here come and say for us, I am the best in the AI, and I build two company, and I sell the another one, you feel like wow, but you don't feel like you are connecting. When the guy come here and he tell you, oh, I don't know what's my goal, and I was a little bit lost. He was letting him vulnerable in front of us. And at the end of the day, we are all monkey, all of us like a human, we are all that make connection because he give himself the power like to look to him like as a non-perfect guy, and that make connection. So the best way to connect with people, go and like run with the people, do something. Also in the also in the conversation with other people, don't explain for the other people like all the time like you figure it out all. Try to be authentic, and for example if you're struggling in something or you are not good, let that like speak that in the conversation, because that will help you a lot to connect with another people.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
In the second part,
Yeah.
you implemented all the feedback that we gave you.
Yeah.
You were confident. You moved well. I listened, even though I was shortly on my phone. Sorry for that. But one thing you can still improve is pausing a second and laying out your sentences so that they are more coherent and that they land more accurately. Another thing is you could think of a punchline for a second and then just deliver this line and hope that it abstracts your thoughts in a compact way so that people remember it. If you do that, you have great chances at me coming to your thoughts.
I like it. So one question. Anyone can give me tips about, because like when people like he's saying to me to stop, but where I have to stop, like where I have to know where I have to stop. And
So I think this is a really good one because it goes back to the. It's really impressive to be able to public speak in a second language, and I'm saying that as somebody that can very rarely speak any other languages. And I think that's where it was, because even when you were just asking that question, the words continued to connect, and it was like as if before you could get to the finish of the thought, the words kept going. And so to be able to just space out words with a full stop at the end of the word, which could possibly be like a language conversion thing. You know, you come from a country where the language is very sing song and it spills into each other. And I think that is what has been said a couple times. But you did a really good job at taking all the feedback, honestly.
Yeah, that's a great point. Like the way Brazilians speak is different than American. But
I am originally from Syria, so my like our language is Arabic, and it's like
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah,
it's like dancing, you know. So
yeah, definitely. And there's part of that. What the teacher that I was mentioning before is saying is like your brain capacity is being overridden by like your basically your ego is saying should I do this, should I do that, should I do this, and you don't have like full capacity. So like if you do more of these talks, your cortisol, your nervous system calms down and says, okay, I'm safe doing that, and now you access greater capacity, and now you can think like 3 4 ideas ahead, and that's when like the or like the I don't know what to say disappear. So it's like a practice thing. That's why we're doing those things.
thank you, Carl.
So in my talk, I want to break down for you what the differences are between fixed mindset and a growth mindset. So the fixed mindset thinks that there are certain things that you are good at, certain things that you are bad at, and you are just born with these traits, and you can't really do anything about changing them or improving them. And the growth mindset is about understanding potential. And basically, it allows you to try out things that you're bad at and uh, learning from your mistakes and improving upon what the initial state of your ability was. And it kind of goes into the thoughts of Ben's talk about positive thinking. Because with a growth mindset, you can be a little bit delusionally optimistic about the outcome. But it allows you to gain a wider perspective and try out things and learn things. If you never learn things, then you won't reach your goals probably won't be as successful as you want to be. You probably won't fix the problems in your life. So I advocate for a growth mindset.
Okay. So guys, quickly, what are 1 or 2 points can improve on?
Talk was paced very well, and it was like coming out from like a deep place in you, in your mind and in your body, and projected it well. I wish you ended it on like a more high note with a tone like this is a complete sort of conclusion, and if you do that, then your talks are going to be like much stronger and land with like with greater rates and certain feeling of intention.
Yeah, he didn't finish.
Oh, yeah.
But
Yeah.
that was
I got
the first 2 minutes. Like he ended it kind of like like a downward. But right, I mean it was a conclusion of first part, right?
No,
No, we had
I just got it. I just got it.
And then you asked for feedback, right?
Yeah, we give him feedback so he can improve the second part of the speech.
Like what he's trying to say, like for example, when you say like fixed mindset and growth mindset, you say like certain things and you are good in it. Like what he's saying, maybe it would be better like if you give example about like what that mean. And when you was speaking about the growth mindset, you was speaking about understand potential. But what's mean of understand potential? So if you he's wanted, if you give example about that, maybe we can understand the world, understand potential better. I think that's what he's trying to say.
That was not what I was trying to say. I was just trying to say. I mean, but that's another point. What I was trying to say is like just the ending would have been
Yeah.
at a higher note, not like a downward.
I think
tone.
that was a miscommunication though. He didn't know that he was getting. He got stopped in the stage.
Okay. Then
Oh.
maybe not.
Yeah. I like the pace. I'm not sure. It's a question. Like he didn't introduce himself.
Yeah.
Congratulations on the initiative here. You have not used any articulate word or small word in between or count. And right now, you're looking in my eyes.
Yeah.
Congratulations. You the second part was better, but you still like wasn't looking for us. So like you was a little bit like you want to look to us or but like you are not looking. And like I think if you more chill, you are it will be better.
Thank you.
Conrad, you want to go?
Yes. So when is there a prompt or is there a prompt for what I was speaking about? Thank you for giving me a chance to speak. All right. So I will. My name's Comrade. I am going to talk about what is a computer, and this may seem to many people like just another invention or something that is just existing in the world. But I will try to convince you that it is actually a very much something that is a lot more powerful than you imagine, and perhaps one of the greatest inventions of all time. And the computer was invented in World War II by Alan Turing. Then in 1950s, the first appearance of like people writing code at MIT with like the train hobbyist club. They started writing programs. In the 60s and the 70s, we had the personal computer revolution where the evolution of chips allowed them to, for the first time, be small enough to fit on a desktop.
Okay. Okay, guys. Like 2, 3 points you can like focus on for the next 3 minutes.
I really like your topic. I'm really interested to hear the rest of it. What I focus on in the next couple of minutes is at the moment, you seem a bit scared from us in your body language. And even though I can tell that you're passionate about the topic, mostly from your previous talks, the way that the inflection's coming out, it seems as if you're unsure of those words. And I'm confident that you are sure of that. So I think in the future, addressing those two things will make it come through more confidently.
I think you should.
Like to do what she's saying because like you are speaking and looking to somewhere. You know, like it's like a story. You have some story and you are telling the story. Try to look to us and like speak with us. So I think that connection will happen. So like you are doing this now, these 2 minutes, try to look to us and continue speaking what you are saying.
Yeah, and move around, take space, go look at people, and like claim back the attention of the room. Go and like fight hard for the attention
And volume.
and volume. Yeah.
What will be the future of computers? How are they going to change our world? How are they going to change our society, ourselves? We can look at and understand how they have been changing the world over the past 50 years. During the appearance of personal computer revolution, with people starting to write code, programs, applications, using their creativity to create applications And now the next stage being that like each individual can just speak English and create uh, enormous giant infrastructure of code applications that are personalized for them, that is generated dynamically in the moment. That's going to accelerate even more the changes in our world, in our societies, and how we work, how we create what we create. Imagine you as an individual having dozens of apps that are the size of Google or Instagram that are generating like libraries of books, research about topics that you find really interesting, that go out there and find the primary sources and write new research papers and write new novels, comic books, create new films for you about the topics you are passionate about and want to discover, and discovering more about your potential, about your personal data, your fitness, your medical data that can be used in order for you to have greater control over your life, your lifestyle, your decisions, your habits, and allow you to unlock more of your potential that is within you and all of us. So imagine like this personal AI infrastructure that allows us to create things that are really sci-fi up until now, but allow us to accelerate a lot faster and do things, reach for the stars and literally colonize other planets.
Thank you. You know the drill, guys. Like, yeah.
I'm a yabber.
Okay.
I think you could tell that you were working to take the feedback, and I think that was really cool. I can still see that you feel some discomfort from, or it feels like, I should say, you feel some discomfort from us because your torso is leaned away from us. But there were moments during the second part of your talk where I could see you briefly relax and come forward. And that even in those moments, you were projecting differently and the words are coming out. It was kind of shrinking back at times though, but you can see you sort of pushing forward through that. So I thought that was really well done. And to continue working on it, environments like this, I think will help with that. So.
I appreciate that. Yeah, like seeing those moments, they're positive. There's like 80% kind of. Yeah, there's moments that are good.
No, you can see it.
Abracadabra, I love that.
Ah, it's a great talking, yeah. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for coming up here. I imagine that you've been through this journey for some time now to improve. I although think the volume is quite important. The volume you were trying, but it wasn't going there. The disconnection from what you're saying. It seems to me that you're thinking a lot about what you're gonna say next, and that you're unable to implement these ideas of looking to someone on the eyes or speaking and directing your hand in somebody else or moving around on the room. So I would challenge you this time or next time to say anything without actually needing, but just doing that. Just walking around on the room and look us on the eyes, saying, computer is great, it's the biggest invention ever. Anything, just wanna say, if that actually you thinking about the next sentence is the blockage, or if that resonates in any way, I would encourage you to try. Thank you.
I believe that like there's a risk for a unhappy path in the future, and the important thing is for us to builds tools that empower individuals that allow us to use our own unique experiences to amplify our inherent abilities and connect with more people and create things that we want to create, discover more about ourselves and connect with others through these tools that help us think more, greater, amplify our thinking abilities, improve it. Great.
That's really good. That's the thing.
Yeah, I was, yeah. The first, like in the first 30 seconds, like when you went in, like everyone attention capture, and you were conveying like you, like I think everyone experienced that you were capturing like the attention. So great improvement.